All right. All right. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, we are live. Welcome to another episode of Smash Times Led Therapy. This is episode, heck, I don't even know, 59 since I started counting. Probably more like 70. But since I've been counting, 59 sounds about right. Let's see who's in the chat. In crew, Jesus, Lucky Dog. What's going on, guys? Man, it's good to see you in here on this beautiful Thursday night. I do like lives on Thursday nights for some reason. I do. But hold on. Real quick, this live stream is sponsored by True Shot Gun Club. Shameless plug. True Shot has been really cool to the channel, and I really appreciate all that they do. So if you buy your ammo online, I would probably give them a shout. Check out their website. They're always running pretty cool sales. So True Shot Gun Club, pretty cool dudes. All right, let's see. All right, Gort is in the chat. All right, so tonight's show, we have a really cool guest. Now, this last weekend, we had an event. I was prepared for it, but I just wasn't prepared at home for it. So some things fell through, and I wasn't able to attend both days, which really upset me quite a bit. So here to fill us in on what happened on day one and overnight is the one and only Kalyco47. What's going on, Clay?
What's up, everybody?
And your audio is sounding very crispy tonight. Did you get a new mic?
I did. You see, it glows. Like my personality, I had to get a mic that glows.
Oh, it's very nice. Very nice. Heck, man. Looking sharp. Really liking what you're doing with your office setup.
Oh yeah, the old gun room. It's I had to put the camera where you couldn't see the floor because then you would see I didn't clean up at all.
Yeah, same. Like if my office, like if you looked around my office, one, you would think a 5-year-old was in here, and two, it's a mess. Like between work and YouTube, I don't have time to organize anything. This every weekend, every Friday, I'm like, okay, this is the weekend I'm going to organize all my stuff, and no, never happens. So Kalashbash, from what I saw on Sunday, was an absolute smash hit, man. I mean, blown away. Like when you told me you give away a lot of cool stuff, blown away. It was amazing. The energy. For one, I got to give Cody a lot of credit. That dude is probably the best MC you could ask for.
Yeah, it's tradition to let him take the mic for a little while. So we kind of figured that out by accident back in like 2020. We needed someone to like kill some dead time while we were scrambling and getting prize laid out. So we just gave him the mic, and he was more entertaining than we were. So ever since then, we let him come up on stage and give away a lot of the smaller prizes to kill the first half hour.
I didn't want to say nothing, but that dude should be in stand-up. I mean, he's so quick. It's really funny. Like he really set the tone for that giveaway, and he got it going, man. And then you guys closed it out with a bang. What was really funny is when you guys were doing that competition, who could disassemble the AK and reassemble it, and you brought up two people that never even touched one. That was hilarious because those guys were struggling big time.
You never know what you're going to get because, I mean, we could have people like raise their hand and then we would get two people that know what they're doing. When you call random numbers, you never know. And that's always kind of like my dread is I get two people up here that don't know what to do at all. And the disassembly contest goes on for like 10 minutes. So sometimes things like that happen, but they got through it. They both ended up winning a gun. So it worked out for both of them.
Oh man. And not just any gun, some sweet stuff. What did they win? They won matching AK-47s, right?
So the winner of the Teardown Challenge won a custom AK. The loser, we gave those Foxtrot Mike hybrid AR AKs. It's like a tongue-in-cheek thing. Like, well, if you don't know how to take an AK apart, maybe this will be kind of more your speed. It's not exactly
that was funny.
An AK.
That was a very good joke. I got it all on video, but unfortunately, it got so dark I couldn't. None of it came out really. I was bummed out.
And we do this the same time every year. It seemed like it got dark really fast on us this year.
Quick. Let's check the chat really quick to see who's in here. Barry McFarland, what's up, buddy? Mr. Joe Morris, Urban Ninja, my brother, Super Geo Killer. I got to meet this guy live in person.
Mm.
So when he first started watching my lives, I'm like, Geo Killer, cool. He must be into like rocks and stuff. But when I saw him at Kalashbash, I'm like, so what's up with your screen name? He goes, I just hate Geo Metros. I hate them. Okay. All right.
That's what that is.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
like, I just hate that car. I'm like, I don't like it either. So I'm right there with you. Chicago Mike, what's up, buddy? Jay, D. Taylor, Willie. Will, you gotta go to Weapons Genetics and talk to Cody to get your build. I talked to him for you at at Clash Bash, which you should have went to, by the way. Um, man, he really knows what he's talking about. At least he had me convinced, hands down, that he's a genius when it comes to AK builds.
He knows what he's doing for sure, and he does a lot outside of AKs. There was a lot of really good builders on site. You had Weapon Genetics, Iron Curtain Customs, Krebs Customs was actually on site. All of those guys are really good at AKs, but they kind of dabble in a lot of many things. In fact, the guy that was to the right of Cody, his name is John Blasky, just started his business. He actually was one of the range owners renting all those belt-fed machine guns that were all on the ground. He
Yeah.
actually does a lot of really nice gunsmithing. So there were plenty to choose from. Lee Armory, AK Gunsmith, also there.
Yeah, what was really cool and what I really liked about that is like, say you go to Kalash Bash and you've always wanted to shoot a certain AK or a grease gun, or, for not a bad price, you could rent a lot of your bucket list guns and just have a blast. And they weren't too expensive when you consider the price of ammo these days to run through for like $100 to run through a mag or two. That's a no brainer, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There was what did they have? They had a DP-28 on the ground that I wanted to shoot really bad. That's got like the pancake mag on top, that old Soviet gun.
Yeah,
There were
that's cool.
several PKMs, a lot of RPDs, so much cool belt-fed stuff. I didn't get to shoot any of it. I was too busy, but some of those guns were on my bucket list for
Yeah, we'll
sure.
get to that. We'll get to that, buddy. We'll get to that. Real quick, if you are not a subscriber to Clay's channel, I just put a link in the description. Please open a window, subscribe, like his channel. I'm sure he'd greatly appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, consider subscribing. I'd always appreciate it. Man, so let's talk about how busy you are. I didn't really until the prize ceremony. Even at the prize ceremony, you were running around up until you got the mic and started giving stuff away. I mean, did you rest at all that day? It just looked like you're on a four-wheeler, you're running around, you're dropping water, you're talking to this guy, you're just pulled 30 different directions, man. That's gotta have been a stressful weekend.
No, I'm used to it. So yeah, a lot of people don't know just what it takes, or what I say what it takes. So I guess I could hire more people to do a lot of that stuff, but um, there's so much to do at an event of that size. I try to do a little bit of all of it, and we do have staff hired to run our like registration, and we do have guys on water duty. But when it comes to like dealing with the vendors and putting out fires all weekend, coordinating the schedule that I'm announcing all day long, I have to build that schedule. I have to maintain the demos. I do have to make sure that all my staff is on task and they're keeping all the vendors happy and all the people are happy. It is kind of a full-time job while you're out there. So, but it's okay running on like 3 hours of sleep the whole time for the weekend. I don't mind it because I only got to do it once a year, and I prep for it so long in advance that I'm mentally ready for it when it happens. So
I
it's
hope
not
you
that
took
bad.
Monday off.
I did. I took Monday and Tuesday off.
Yeah, because that must
We
have
don't
been a
stop
disaster.
working, man. Hey, Monday we pulled another 12-hour day tearing that place down. I'm out there ripping, flags out of the ground and picking up trash just like everybody else.
Yeah, that's what my wife was saying as we were leaving. She goes, I feel bad. And, they still got to take all this stuff down.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And then she was like, honestly, like when you were setting up, I wanted to go up and help you guys out, man. But I didn't want to get in the way. I felt bad. I was like, all these people here, let's move. Like when you asked for some tables, I'm like, come on, man, hustle up, guys. Let's go. Let's get the show going.
Yeah, that mob mentality does work if you need a lot of stuff moved quickly.
Right,
The
right.
man with the mic can make some stuff happen.
Heck yeah. So we got JJ and the Scott, Derek. All right. So the show was a success. 100%, 99%, 95%.
Just going on feedback from people, everyone said it's the best one we've ever done. And we really heard that every year. Every year we seem to top the year before. So I'm just happy. To me, last year was like as good as it could have gotten. And for people to say that we topped last year, that's all I was looking for. I just wanted a progression from last year. And the people said the match was as tight as it has ever been. They said it was the best stages we've ever come up with. So big props to Dissident Arms for hooking that up. The most amount of prizes we've ever had, the most amount of vendors we've ever had, the most amount of people flat out we've ever had, and to know that we've never had that many people, and it seemed like running it was kind of easier than it was last year. I think that was a success for me personally, being able to manage that many people smoothly.
Yeah, it was a massive. Like when I do my meet and greet, it's like 35 people, and I'm stressed out. You had what, 600? 657?
We had about 1,200 people on site, but you have to remember there's like 300 of them out in the woods shooting the match all day that they're just cycling out. So you never really get to see the full crowd all at once because there's always a huge portion competing and hanging out at the campsite. There's like a couple hundred people that just sit at the campsite all day. They pop into the show a little bit and they go right back to the campsite.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty nuts, man. So this is year number 4. What are you thinking about now? You were floating this idea of doing it twice a year. Is that still up in the air? Is that still maybe gonna happen?
We want to do 2 events a year, not 2 Kalashbash events a year. Kalashbash is never going away, but we kind of hinted that we have an idea for a spring event that we want to do, like start getting cracking here pretty soon. Like this would be a spring event, like this spring.
Like
Something of similar size.
A all-inclusive event?
You know, I don't want to give too much away right now. It's still in the planning process. We have a title sponsor. We have match directors. We have everything set up. We're just ironing out details. And as soon as that's done, we're going to release the name of the event and what the theme is. I think the theme is really going to get a lot of people excited. We're finally, the only hint I can give you is we've done this AK thing so long that there's a lot of people that are kind of noticing, man, why did all the AK guys get to have all the fun? What about all these other types of guns? So that's the hint I can give you, that we want to provide a place for different types of things to come out. But that's all I can say right now.
That sounds promising. Plus all those AR uptight guys, man.
Yeah, the shirts are too tight, man. You got to loosen those shirts up.
Yeah, they wear the cheap hotel pants because there's no ballroom.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. No, but man, I thought I had a great time. I got there early on Sunday. I saw what I could see, and it was pretty cool. And then the award ceremony was, heck, that was almost a show in itself. That was awesome.
We spend hours mapping out, like, I mean, you have so many prizes coming in. Every single prize, I put it in a spreadsheet. Who made it? Where's it from? How much is it worth? How many do we have? You know, you're building the spreadsheet with all these different items, and then we have to figure out, okay, how do we give all this stuff away? There's like hundreds of different things, from a box full of muzzle brakes to like several guns. So we spend so much time thinking, what would be cool to give this item away? How do we make this company happy and give this thing away? Well, we want to pick the best costume. What do we give to that person? That takes hours mapping all that out. But we have a spreadsheet that we build. Every single prize is allocated to something. Because what you don't want, and what people can see, they'll see the chaos. If you have an award ceremony and you didn't really figure out how you're giving all this stuff away, and you just start calling random numbers, people will kind of see that it's low effort. But when you spend time to dedicate prizes and give them away in a fun way, it is. We try to make the award ceremony just as entertaining as, you know, anything else that was going on that weekend.
D. Taylor says Fall Fiestas. That'd be a pretty cool name.
Yes, someone said that last night on the live, and I thought Foul Fiestas was a good name.
You know what? I think for your first one, are you going to keep it the same name, or is it just going to rotate and you're just going to do like the UFC used to do and have like, they would title each event? Because I think for the first one, if you wanted to get a lot of people going and really get competitiveness, have like, AR versus AK is always something that's really, because AR people will always shit on AK people. Oh, it's not accurate, blah, 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 blah. And I've seen you run an AK. And if you
Yeah.
want to get the best of the best out to really talk some shit and really build it up, I think that would just be bananas. Then you could bring in like the sub guns, the 9 millimeters, the carbines and all that stuff. But I think just a good old fashioned side by side. Then you could have your tents,
Yeah.
really get that rivalry going, dude.
It's
Friendly
so it's
rivalry.
it's funny. We've had the same discussion. We've always talked about doing like, man, what if we called it, I don't know, like some sort of Battle of the Black Rifles, like some sort of AR versus AK thing, and we keep all the AK vendors over there, we keep all the AR vendors over there, and it's literally like a us versus them thing, and like there's only two divisions. There's an AK division and there's an AR division. We've thought about that for a long time. We may end up doing something like that in the future. This event will be different. It will be much different than that, and it will be a hell of a lot different compared to Kalashbash. The types of vendors we want to bring out, the types of side attractions we want to do, it's going to be pretty rad.
Because I had a dream and you were in it. No homo, no homo. But I was running the stage, and for some reason there was a flag at the end of the stage, and it was like capture the flag. So I shot the whole stage, and I went and I grabbed the flag at the end, and it was a AK guy. And I looked down, I had an AR, and I was like, God damn it, why couldn't I have the AK?
Yeah.
And it was like capture the flag. I thought it was a pretty cool. I woke up smiling. I was like, that's pretty cool. Best AK shooter versus best AR shooter. Now, let me ask you a question. So, I've never shot in a competition, and it looked like there was some team sponsored shooters there that were pretty big. Like I think
Yes.
PSA had a guy out there, Sentry had a guy out there. Now, are they mixed in with the regular one, or are they
Yep.
separated out into like a professional league? Is there an amateur, or because
Uh,
I don't
ev-
want to join and get absolutely, I don't want to get waffle stomped my first time because that
right.
was, you know,
Yeah.
everyone please Google waffle stomp. You'll
You
thank me.
you don't want to get waffle stomped, that's for sure. You know, that's the point of contention for a lot of people. We do have there's man, pro shooter is such a vague term because there's really nothing that determines what a pro shooter is. There's like it's difficult. What I've always thought as a pro shooter is someone that does it for a living. It's their full-time job, which is very rare. That is a you'll hardly ever see someone that shoots nothing but matches and it pays their mortgage. Doesn't happen. That's like Jerry Michalik level stuff. So what you'll see at KB, some of the high level shooters, these are just guys that are really good, and they'll be sponsored by like IWI, Sentry, PSA. They'll usually bring in some like heavy hitters that just do well. But these dudes are honestly also normal dudes. Like the guy that won Iron Sight Division, Kyle Litzy, ran an Iron Sight 7.62 by 39 Rock and Lock Galil and just destroyed everyone. This guy shot his first match back in like 2016 with me at Red October, and he was just a geek on the streak like me. He just pulled up his pants and practiced and got really good, and now he's sponsored. Some people would say exactly what you said. They'd say, "Oh man, I don't want to be in a squad with that guy. He's so good. Why would I want to compete against this guy?" It's like, hey dude, that guy was just like you like 4 years ago. He
Is
just
there is there going to be
practiced.
like a super amateur league or like a super amateur? I mean, I know you got to kind of go off honor system, but is there like
Well,
a new booty category where if you can, your
it's
first timers,
difficult. It's difficult to manage.
call it
So
the virgins?
matches are set up on practice score. So like with USPSA and IDPA, it's very easy to regulate because there are scoring systems that you have a level of shooter. You're like an A, B, C, D shooter, whatever. You're required to sign up with that level, and you're only competing against people at that level.
Right.
Clash Bash is considered an outlaw style match where there is no rule book for it. It doesn't use three gun rules. It doesn't use USPSA or IDPA rules. Outlaw matches make their own rules. So there's really nothing on practice score you can do to regulate the level of shooter. That's kind of like why I like outlaw matches. It's heads up drag racing basically. It's rung what you brung. Whoever signs up signs up. Whatever, if the gun matches what we allow in our rules, they can
Well,
shoot it and
like
they
even
can
in
use it.
drag racing, they have brackets.
They do.
They have like non-turbo, naturally aspirated, that kind of stuff. Now, if there was a you completely suck ass bracket, that's what I want to. That's my first shot. That's what I want to be shooting in because I'm not that good, man. I just want to go have a good time and have fun and have a chance to win like a screwdriver or something.
You have to look at it like that. Look at the match as a way to have a really good time and to learn how to be a better shooter and do something with your gun you would never get to do under normal circumstances. Shoot a bunch of cool shit with rules and time with everyone watching. There's some of the best shooters in Texas that can come to Kalashbash, and they're not, they'll bomb or they're not going to beat some of these dudes that show up. So I wouldn't be disappointed knowing that some of these really good shooters show up. That's just what they do. They travel the country shooting matches. I would look at it as a way to come out and have fun. And who knows? You might join a match like Kalashbash that has almost 300 shooters and come in like top 20 or something. That is a huge pat on your own back. And remember,
and I just don't want to be. Actually, I don't know. There's perks to coming in dead last.
There's big perks to come. So last place, what did she win?
She won a gun.
She won a gun, 1,000 rounds of ammo, a plaque, and I think she won a G-code belt.
Yeah, my wife's gonna sign up for next year. She goes, I can. How many? She goes, can I take like 30 magazines with me? Because I stink. I'm like, well, whatever. But I will tell you one thing, Clay. I am winning the best tent next year. Okay. I already have it mapped out. A lot of good ideas. I'm going to crush it. It's going to be themed. It's going to be a themed tent. And I don't want to give away what it's going to be, but it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. It's going to be dope. It's going to be a Smash Time themed tent.
You've already told me I don't want there to be like a conflict of interest here if I come by and I go, Smash kind of already told me he was doing this. People might get the wrong idea, so I might have to bypass your tent, man.
What?
Conflict of interest. We're just too friendly, People would think it's rigged.
No, because I didn't tell you what it is.
All right. Yeah, don't tell me what it is. Let me just find it naturally.
Oh, no, I'm not telling anybody what it is. It's going to be all natural. It's going to be dope. But I got a couple ideas crocking around in there. It's going to be pretty cool. Oh, C6 lit is. Dale's in here. Man, what is going on? Dale says, what are your feelings on Chicom 80s AKs?
I got one in the safe right now. I'm about to film. They're super cool. Highly collectible. I've got a Type 56 Spiker underfolder in the safe right now on loan for a video. So I'm finally going to do some 80s Chicom goodness. What's cool about the 80s and the Chinese stuff, there's a big variety. They brought in several different types of SKSs, like some that take AK mags. They had like paratroopers. They had several different AKs that were stamped. They had milled AKs. They had underfolding bayonet AKs. They had 5.56 AKs. The Chinese brought in a lot of really cool stuff in the 80s. And they didn't stick around for long because I think we banned them from import in like 1995. So it's some cool stuff.
I always wanted to get a Chinese SKS.
Do it.
I had a
SKSs
Yugo,
are dope.
but I like the Chinese one better. It just looked. I got to shoot one. I think it shot even better. It looked better. All right, so back to Kalashbash. What did I miss on Saturday? Because I missed a lot.
You missed a lot. The crowd was at its peak on Saturday. It was huge. You missed some vendor demos. So what we do is we have a tier system of vendor. We have bronze, silver, and gold level vendors. Bronze, that's what you saw in those two big white tents. Those are all the vendors with small booths where you can walk up and talk to them. We have silver vendors. That's over in the machine gun bay that you saw when you walked past registration. That's where Cody had his machine guns and all those other people. Then we have gold sponsors. They have all the private bays on the left-hand side of the range. So what we do is we have hour-long hot sessions and 30-minute-long cold sessions. During our cold session, I'll get on our big PA system and I'll be like, yo, everyone, let's take a walk. We're going to go see JMac Customs in 13 for about 20 minutes and have a demo. So a whole crowd would move to that vendor's bay, and I basically bring a PA system to the vendor, and I put a mic in their hand, and now they've got like 100 people that are just watching, and they get to basically take 10 minutes without gunfire and talk about what it is they do, who they are, where they come from, what they're trying to accomplish at the event, why their products are so good. So you missed some really good demos. I mean, I wish I could remember off the top of my head who we did that day.
Well, as far as JMac, I was able to see their burn down of that AK, but they kept everyone really far back, and you really couldn't see anything. I wish we could have been a little bit closer to the action.
Talked to Justin about that. He goes, man, I feel like we could have done the burn down so much better.
Because they could have roped that off real quick and then had everyone crowd around. It would have been photogenically it would have been better. And then because people they looked and they lost interest and they left. But I thought it was cool. I wanted to see it fail.
That's probably what I would have done. I would have brought the crowd directly behind them, or basically where you guys are looking right over their shoulders, watching it happen.
Right. Because they're not aiming at anything. Heck, they could have stood back and done the burn down.
Yeah.
But
So vendors
what
will
would
do
you have
things.
changed?
What
So
would I
Kalashbash
change?
number 4 is done. Mm-hmm. What are you changing next year?
Man, that's a good question because we changed a lot this year from last year.
What would have made it like right now? I mean, nothing can ever be an A plus. There's always room to make it better. So, in your opinion, since I mean this is year number 4, it's been getting better and better next year. What's next?
I think, man,
Did you get any bad feedback or constructive criticism on it?
man, I've been listening. I've really been trying to find some bad feedback. We had tons of bad feedback like year 1 and 2 when we were kind of learning how to do all this, but year 3 and 4, we've kind of ironed everything out.
Well, I think of it more as like constructive criticism. There's it. I don't think it there. I didn't see anything bad except
I would say a couple things I would like to change. Now that I know how cheap golf carts are to rent, this is the first year I've ever rented like side-by-sides and golf carts. You saw me tearing all across the place, right?
yeah.
They're so cheap. I think next year I would like to rent like a whole fleet of like the little limousine golf carts, like the 6-seaters, and just have guys driving around moving people. Because some of our stuff, I mean, you saw how vast the property is. Some of it's a pretty good walk. So I'm thinking maybe we have a few more golf carts. Because, I mean, dude, there were people walking around with crutches and canes. And I tried to give this one old lady a ride several times. She kept saying, leave me alone, I'm fine. But
There was a couple big boys walking around that were struggling.
yeah,
I mean,
so I'm thinking if we had some more golf carts where we could let people like that just hop on where you want to go. You want to go eat? You want to go to the bathroom and just take them somewhere.
yeah.
Constructive criticism, I think.
More food choices.
So about that, that's actually a really good point. If I had one complaint this year, I would say that I've been doing events for so long. One of the most difficult things to deal with that you would never think would be a problem are food trucks. Food trucks are the most flaky people that will bail on you in a heartbeat because what they'll do is
100%.
food truck doesn't care. They'll tell you yes. Well, they'll tell 3 other events yes too for the same weekend, and they'll just wait to kind of feel out, well, who's going to have the bigger turnout, and they'll just bail on the other 3. They don't have to give you any notice. They don't have to tell you. They're not paying you to be there. You're not paying them. So there's no skin in the game. They'll just like not show up. So originally we had like
I thought you had to pay those guys like a deposit to show up.
no. So the way we've always done it is we reach out. There's like Houston food trucks on Facebook. There's all these organizations you can use to book food trucks. But all a food truck really wants to know is how many food trucks are going to be there, how many people are there. Like, I just want to know out of that amount of people, what's my cut, what's my percentage of people I might be able to serve. That's all they want to know. And I think we had like 6 food trucks booked. There were going to be a whole row of them. We were going to have a food truck on one end. We were going to have a food truck at Bay 8 and like a whole fleet of food trucks. We had the whole thing worked out. And every year, you should always overbook food trucks by at least 1 or 2, because I promise you a couple won't show up. So we overbooked food trucks. Well, sure enough, we lost one. One of them had engine trouble, couldn't show up. One of them was exposed to COVID. That's heard that excuse twice in a year.
Oh, yeah.
So when it came down to it, the only food trucks that showed, my buddy Bougie Barbecue, who absolutely killed it, who was awesome. And I believe there was a taco truck, and then finally the corny cob lady showed up, who was trying to bail on us the whole time. And then we actually had a food truck come out just for the campers on Saturday night. We had a dessert truck and a liquor truck come out for the campers Saturday night. But I'd say at least 3 food trucks bail on us, but it happens every year.
Yeah, so I tried all of it. I tried the meat on a stick guy. I tried the barbecue. I tried the pork sandwich and the beef sandwich. The brisket. I tried corny cob lady. I had a triple helping of her horchata. God, man, it was pretty good. Her lemonade, The food that showed up was pretty good, but I needed more. That's just me though. I was like, damn man, I want some more food. But because I tried to hire a food truck once and they wanted a deposit to come out because it was a real, I mean, very in demand truck. They're like, well, $400 and then we just keep all the profit. Fine, I don't care. Come on out.
There are food trucks like that. There was this really high end wing truck in Houston.
Was it
You know,
Soulside Wings?
I think it's Soulside Wings.
Oh,
They
you should
wanted
have got them, man. They
oh
crush it.
they wanted like a $1,200 deposit, and they
Whoa.
wanted like a guarantee of like so much profit. If they didn't meet it, we had to make it up. And I'm like, no, I'm not signing up for that. No, thank you.
Let me tell you, Soulside Wings is legendary. Like
That's what I hear.
I live in North Spring, and their regular spot is down by like San Felipe, about 30, a solid 35 minutes from my house. I will drive down there to go get some wings. They're freaking good, but they're like I said, that's a high end food truck. They're super in demand. They do a lot of the import car show events. Soulside Wings is the jam. I think I recommended them to you.
Yeah, no, I reach out to, dude. I bet you I reached out to 20 food trucks, maybe more, and we found a company in Austin that will actually book food trucks for you. And
What
they
would have been
booked
cool
us
is like
like,
a hot dog on a stick truck. Those are super easy because remember, people got shit in their hands. They don't have time to like sit. The one bad thing about the barbecue is it's cumbersome
yeah,
because my dad was a
you got to
barbecue
go sit down and
caterer,
eat it.
and I did that. I helped my dad cater events for 20 years. I mean, everything. Planning it out. I mean, I've done it. I can do it in my sleep. So, food is like for me. I always look at food for the event first, but for you, I mean, it's all secondary. Your focus is probably just making sure the shooters have the best event possible. Everything else is kind of falling into place.
Yeah, that's true. We have four guys on our team that kind of throw this thing together, and we all have certain jobs that we sign up for. And Tony, my business partner, food trucks is on his list. And this year, for some reason, it's so funny. Food trucks as a business, it's such a volatile business, and a lot of them don't stay in business long.
100%.
We found two of the food trucks that worked in 2021 had their trucks for sale when we came back around. We called every food truck that was there last year. We called them, as we would do. We would always give them a chance to come back. Two of them are no longer in business, have food trucks for sale. One of them doesn't even live in Texas anymore. They're just it's a it's it seems like a really tough business to be in, honestly.
It
I mean,
is.
these
You have to, for one, you have to price your jobs right, and the good food trucks do charge to come out, and you gotta pay. You know, you gotta pay sometimes, but like a kebab truck would have been sweet because it's super easy. It's a finger food, and that stuff is always a hit. Like you can't really do ribs because it's outside. It's messy. It's sticky. Like a hot dog on a stick, that's huge, man. That's a super easy one. You
yeah,
can
there's a
profit
really
margin on those
good
are grip.
there's a really good corn dog truck right across the way from our neighborhood. It's just like this high end corn dog truck, and we tried it one day, and I'm like, oh, this would be perfect. But it's like a franchise, and they don't really do events. Like they franchise out these trucks, and these dudes find a spot and they park them on the side of the highway, and like they don't move them much.
No, they don't. That's how Soulside Wings is. They move their truck only for like big events, but usually it's in the same spot. I think it's down on Gessner. I want to say it's on Gessner. Something like that. But
Yeah,
let's see the chat. We have Brett J, my man. Brett J is a good dude. JK Barilla Tacos food trucks are the best. Like the taco lady,
hmm
she was great. Those tacos were amazing. I'm always kind of suspicious of tacos when I'm out at an event, but you said you had such clean bathrooms. Now, let me tell you guys, the bathrooms at Kalashbash were legendary. They were air conditioned, they were super clean. Even towards the end of the event, they were clean and well taken care of. And man, I
had a
felt
little
spoiled.
had a little music playing in the background.
Yeah, it smelled
Yeah.
good in there. I was like, even after I got done using it, it still smelled good. So huge. You get an A+ for hygiene. That was awesome, man. My wife was like, "Oh, this is great. Like this is outstanding." She thought that was just for you guys to use. She goes, "Is
Oh
this
no
just for
no.
VIP?"
We Kalashbash is not a cheap event to get into. Our tickets are not cheap, especially for the competitors. So a lot of the money that we make, we reinvest right back into the event. That's why you get the great big canopies. Those canopies are not cheap. The bathrooms aren't cheap. We really want there to be a way to get out of the sun, to be able to sit down and be able to eat your food, to go sit and not have to, use a porta potty that's been out cooking in the sun all day. That's like the worst thing. So, doing events for so long as they've gotten bigger, it is it's the bathrooms are something a lot of smaller events will overlook. They think that they can get away with porta potties, and that's fine. But we have so many girls that come out to the event. A bunch of dudes can make do with, just point out the woods, and dudes will be fine. But people are bringing their wives, their daughters, their girlfriends, whatever. And a lot of girls are coming out by themselves, like bringing a girlfriend out. They're just hanging out to not have a nice place for them to go do their business. You'll hear about it. So
I didn't check your website when I bought the tickets, but is that a family-friendly event? Like it's family-friendly to me, but do you have an age restriction? Is it 18 and over?
We do. I believe it's 15 with a legal parent.
Okay.
Just because there's so many firearms around, and it's really not even our policy. It's the property that we rent to do the event. It's their policy.
Right. Because as I was walking around, I was like, man, my kids would love this stuff.
Yeah, and it's something we talk about every year with the staff, but when insurance and everything else gets involved, they've just really stuck to their guns, and they've said, hey, 15's about as young as we're willing to go, and they still have to have a legal guardian with them.
That's fair.
That's just what it is.
That's totally fair.
Did you so you got your second chance to meet Brandon? Did you get a chance to go hang with him?
Not hang out with him. I don't want to bug him, man. I said what's up, and we chit chat a little bit. I told him I'm glad his content isn't going cartoony, like some of the other. Like there's so many good content creators out there, and I only have time to watch a certain amount. But his, I'll stop and watch because it's funny, it's not cartoony, and it's funny. Like I love watching his content. I think it's hilarious. And he goes, I'll never be that cartoony. I say fuck too much. I'm like, yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's true.
But I got to hang out with Clint a little bit from Classic Firearms. Like I met him at SHOT Show and at the Gundies, and he sat next to me and he had lunch, and I was like, oh, we just chatted it up a little bit. He's a pretty sharp guy. God, he knows his stuff though.
Yeah, he's super sharp. He Graham, Photogenic Firearms, that was one of the other guys that was kind of helping him do his filming. I've known Graham now for years, back when he was becoming like a celebrity on Instagram, and then he took a job with Icon, and then eventually moved over to Classic. He called me like, man, I want to say like 2 weeks before Kalashbash. I've always tried to get Classic Firearms to come film one of my events, and it's just never worked out. So he calls and he's like, listen, I was in Ben's office, Ben's the owner, and, I just sort of had like a Kalashbash video playing in the background, and he kind of noticed it and asked me what it was, told him what it was, and he's like, shit, that's 2 weeks from now. Why aren't we going to something like that? And he's like, I don't know. We probably should. And they got content on it, and I said, dude, I owe you one. I've always tried to get these guys to come film my event. I like their videos. I really do. I like Clint. I like the way that he films. He is a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about. People seem to like him.
Yeah. Very personable.
We filmed an opener. It was my business partner, Tony, myself, Clint, Graham, and Brandon. We all stood in front of the Humvee with the 50 cal on top, and we filmed an opener for the Classic Firearms video. So really hoping that video comes out soon. I'm super excited to see what they come up with.
The production value on those videos is fantastic. It's going to be great. I will watch the Classic Firearms videos just because it's like he did one with Such the other day. I thought was really great. Mm-hmm. The 5 most underrated AR-15s, and he had some on there I've never even heard of. So it's great, good stuff. Joe had a good point. He goes, maybe hire a catering company to take care of all the food, because when I was helping my dad, I mean, he did a barbecue catering company out of California, and just me, him, and 2 other people. Heck, we were doing 1,500 to 1,000 people pretty easy. If you have it to a science, it's super easy. And that was brisket, ribs, tri-tip sandwiches, beans, coleslaw, all the extras, and heck, there was only like 5 of us, and we did 1,500 to 2,000. Um, yeah. So
So I know the range owner does that for the. There's an event that piggybacks off of Kalashbash called Shooter Symposium. It's happening right now, actually. They share all the same fixtures. Basically, when you guys leave after the award ceremony, they come in there and start rearranging tables. Like they instantly start changing Kalashbash into Shooter Symposium. He does something like that. He's only worried about like 300 guys, so they cater. That's like the safest bet to make sure everyone gets fed and it's smooth and no one's worried about food. We've considered it. I've never really found anyone that was willing to handle that many people where we didn't have to cut just a humongous check to feed all these people. This year was really the only year we had such a hard time with food trucks. Every other year it's been fine. I want to say it's just the climate we're in right now with gas and everything being so expensive. A lot of food
right.
trucks didn't want to drive an hour all the way out to this event. Some of them have never heard of us before, so they're like, geez, like the amount of gas it's going to take to get there and back. How many people is it? Like, can you send us pictures? Like, it was a lot of logistical back and forth just to get these guys to come out. But, we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. But that's like 2% of the event. I think the event overall was a huge success. I mean, everyone was having a great time.
Oh, I see KB Bride is in the comments. So she got engaged at Kalashbash last year.
Oh, I don't see that in the comments.
Yeah, she's next up.
I think since I'm on StreamYard, I think my comments are a little bit slower than yours. Well, you're on
Interesting.
StreamYard, aren't you?
Yeah, so these two, it's actually, if you watch our video from KB 2021, they got engaged at the award ceremony in front of everyone. And it was really cool the way we did it. We called her up. She was blindfolded. I'm like, all right, get ready to win your prize. And she takes the blindfold off, and her fiance is down there with the ring. And it was awesome. Had a big crowd reaction. It was super cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I checked it out. It was great. All right. So when can we expect the big news on this next event?
Well, I'm going to Red October next week. So I'll be in Las Vegas shooting that match. Finally get to start filming some content again. Haven't been able to make a video on the channel for weeks. But as soon as the smoke clears from Red October, we're going to go ahead and finish out closing out the books on KB. Once that's done and everyone's paid, then we sit down and we work out some fine details with our title sponsor, match directors, and the venue. Once everyone agrees, I would say we'll have something before the end of the year. Maybe November,
Okay.
December timeframe.
Nice. And then everybody in the chat, everyone watching this on rerun, you have no idea how much stuff they gave away. It was mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. The amount of even just the suppressors. Holy shucks. There had 50, 100 suppressors.
Yeah, one company gave away 50 to 60 suppressors. They were doing all that on their own on the side all weekend
That was
long.
bananas. And that raffle everyone was ordering it, getting the stuff from, that wasn't publicized. I walked by that table twice. If I had known there were squares open, I would have bought every square, man.
Yeah, so outside of just the prizes Tony and I are giving away, there's vendors at their own booths that we don't even know about, just giving stuff away all weekend.
Yeah.
So that was Weapon Genetics. I mean, JMac was doing giveaways at their booth that we had nothing to do with. And this is why, like, even if you can't shoot the match, a lot of people that want to go to KB really bad, if they can't get a match ticket, they're like, damn, I don't want to just buy general admission and have to go, just walk around and not shoot my gun at a match.
Right.
That general admission ticket buys you into all of that, all of those prizes, all of those machine guns that may be on your bucket list, like Smash said. You get to do all that for 2 days.
Yeah, let me see if I can share this screen and show you guys. I hope the audio comes out because it was nuts. Like, for one, huge shout to Cody. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
But look around. How many people are here, guys? So many people are in the back just waiting. Look at this stud right here. What up?
Man, hold it down, raising the temperature up in there.
Absolutely bananas, though.
Did you see Collector's Firearms put a 50 BMG on the table?
Yeah, I saw that. So, man, I talked to some of those guys at Collectors there, and I might be getting that VIP tour.
Dude,
I'm asking very politely, not to bug him, but he said maybe. And I'll take a maybe all day long because from what I heard, little birdies have said behind the scenes, Collectors Firearms has a bananas amount of cool stuff that's never even makes it to the floor. And
it's the
that's what
coolest
I
tour
want.
I've ever been on. It's way cooler than the front room that everyone else gets to see. I'll tell you that much. Like they have some historical items that will knock your socks off in the back that are just they're just collecting dust in some back room. It's pretty insane.
That's bananas. What a waste. That's too bad.
So let me a question for you.
Sure.
It's your first KB. You're around all these vendors. Did you see someone there you may not have ever expected to see, like vendor wise? Like which vendor, when you saw him, you were like, oh, stop everything. I'm talking to this vendor right now.
PSA.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I talked to Josiah Thursday.
Oh, cool.
And I told him about your event, and he goes, "Yeah, it's cool. It's a good event, yeah." And then we were just talking about affiliates and stuff. He didn't tell me he was going. He didn't tell me his people were going to go. I was like, "What the heck, man?" Not only did PSA go, they donated some sweet stuff for the give out, and
They paid for all the water too. They sent 3 pallets of water.
yeah, that was a lot of water. That was a ton of water. Man, where is the rest of my Kalashbash videos? I wanted to show one more really cool one. Oh, right here. It says Kalashbash. Oh no. What the heck, man?
There might be some nudity in some of those videos.
No, I took most of those out.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I had them somewhere on my computer, but I had another one of the actual award ceremony and how bananas that was because that was absolutely bananas. Like towards the end, when you gave away the 50 cal, I mean, shucks, that was cool. And then that one girl, tell them about the girl that didn't even want to come up and get a prize. You called this girl's name, and she almost refused to come up. And what did she get?
She won a Dead Air Wolverine suppressor.
That ain't
So,
bad.
I mean, it's obviously it's from the movie Red Dawn. Wolverines. So Dead Air comes out every year, and because it's an AK event, they give us a lot of Wolverines, which is like the perfect suppressor for an AK. So we had like 3 of them on the table, and we like to give them away by having people come out and scream Wolverine, and we have the crowd choose who did it best. So we called her number, and she was too embarrassed to come up, and like people would kill to have an opportunity to come up and win that can.
100%.
So she finally does, and the crowd loved her, and she won it. And I bet she was kicking herself thinking she almost let that go.
Man, I tell you what, everyone was like flipping out. Like, what's going on? I was getting mad. Well, because yeah, I think you just had the people do the Kalash, the AK teardown and rebuild, and I think she probably was thinking you were going to do that again, maybe,
Yeah.
because that's pretty embarrassing when everyone's yelling at you, and the crowd is a little colorful. As I said before, AK people are a little eclectic, so that's a little stressful. But
Yeah.
hey, I do have somebody that wants to come on and give his feedback as someone that went to the event both days and just had a good time. Welcome, AJ.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? Hey, your wife's in the comments over
Yeah,
here. I don't know if you saw
yeah,
that.
yeah. I seen that.
So AJ, as you know, man, I've known you for a minute. I saw you at Kalashbash. You were having a great time. What did you think of the event, man?
Oh man, I wouldn't miss it. I mean, I like I was telling some other people, man. I worked 5 weeks straight because I work in Odessa, in West Texas. So I worked 5 weeks straight out here. went home for the weekend, signed on the house. Me and the wife just got a house, and came back out here and worked like right under 9 weeks straight just so that I can go to Kalashbash this year.
That's dedication, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. So in your opinion, as someone, this is your third year going?
Second.
Your second year going.
Yeah.
In your opinion, as someone that just went, how do you think it could be better? Because from what I saw, it was pretty freaking amazing.
The part that he had brought up about the carts, man, that would be pretty cool to bring in. You know, other golf carts, moving people around. Because the wife had this bright idea that, hey, you know, we're way over here at the JMAC booth. Let's walk all the way back to the camper. And I was just like, yo, all right, let's go.
Oh, that's true. Like, how far was your camper from the JMAC booth?
At a slow, steady pace of solid 15, 20-minute walk.
Oh, in the heat. Hey, Clay, that would be a good idea, man, to have the carts like run people from the campground to the, you know, just the middle of the event.
We have a short bus that does that a little bit. No one will make fun of you if you hop on the short bus, but we do have that. But we do need more carts for sure.
I was actually looking for because last year by the RVs, there was a little thing like, hey, you need a ride, give us a call, but that wasn't there this year. And I was like, no, I was really looking for that sign.
Yeah, I think the bus was just sort of driving from stop to stop this year on just a constant rotation. But yeah, I think what we're gonna do next year, this all depends on if we have the people that want to volunteer for staff, and we pay our staff. Like we
Dude,
don't
I
just
want
do
to
a volunteer
volunteer,
basis.
man. Honestly, I'll volunteer.
Yeah.
So I think we should have like 3 or 4 volunteers that just hop on 6-seater golf carts, and it's like your only job is to just go back and forth from the campsite and back.
That's me all day, baby. And as I'm driving, hey, you subscribe to Smash Time?
Yeah.
Hey, you subscribe to Smash Time?
I'm rolling around, showering people with stickers. Hey.
Yeah,
I'll do that all day long, man. Honestly, events like this, I always preach about building your local network and helping out your fellow, gun enthusiasts. If I can volunteer, man, I'd be more than happy. When I saw you guys trying to get all that stuff ready, shit, dude, I almost went up there a couple times. But hey, do you need some help? I mean, extra pair of hands is an extra pair of hands.
Yeah, that was definitely hectic.
Yeah,
so count me in for next year.
All right, I'm putting you on golf cart duty then.
But if I'm on golf cart duty, can I still enter the tent prize? Because I will win best tent next year.
Yeah, so what we do is we require anyone who wants to be a staff, we require them at least have a ticket. The reason we do that, we used to have volunteers, and we would tell them, okay, hey, if you want to volunteer, I can either A, give you a free ticket to the event, or we'll just pay you cash and you can come work it. Well, the problem with that is some of these people get naughty and they don't show up. But if we require them to buy a ticket and then volunteer, at least we know they're going to be there and they can't bail on us. Because when we do sign people up for staff, like we give them very important jobs. Like we really need these people to show up and do what it is that we need them to do. So, So what we do is, just buy a ticket, and we only require people to work a half-day shift. Like all weekend long, you're working a half-day shift one time. Not each day, one time. And we pay them $200. Some people just have to hang out at the registration booth and hand out lanyards. We pay $200. You're working from 7 to noon or noon to 5, and you still have your full-blown tickets, so you can still win all your prizes and go hang out at the event for, the rest of your time.
Man, that's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, count me in for next year. Whatever I can do to help out, I'll help out.
All right, you're on golf cart duty.
I'm on cart.
Both
Bro,
of you guys.
I'll tell you what, if I could sit down and just drive around all day, count me in.
Yeah.
I'll get a little there's no alcohol.
Speaker.
No alcohol allowed on the range, but I'll get a little Dr. Pepper beer hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be sipping Dr. Pepper, driving people around.
You know who I really felt bad for? My Saturday AM staff, like the guys that are coming, they're swinging hammers with me, like putting up fixtures. I, along with Jim, one of my helpers, do Thursday and Friday. We just slammed a lot of that place together. Well, I left some of the hardest stuff for last, which are the teardrop flags that you see flapping everywhere.
Yeah,
well, we haven't had rain in 2 months, so the ground was like a rock. and these stakes are like 1.5 feet
Oh,
long. So my staff shows up, and I'm like, "Listen, guys, I'm just gonna say I feel sorry for you. This is gonna suck. You're gonna absolutely hate me when this is done, but I'm gonna be right there with you, swinging these hammers." So I landed a lot of the flags myself, but we ended up, the ground was so hard, we had to run to the hardware store and get a hammer drill with like a 5/8 drill bit that was like 2 foot long just to
No
get
way.
we had to pre-drill the ground. I'm telling you, it was the hardest ground it's ever been. In years past, sometimes it would rain like a week out, and you could just hammer these things down by hand. But those dudes earned their $200 that day. It took them several hours to finish those flags on Friday.
Dang, that's backbreaking. AJ, did you shoot this last weekend?
no, I didn't know because the whole thing about me staying out here for 8 weeks, it wasn't a guarantee. Like my job was like,
Yeah.
oh, because I was actually supposed to be working this weekend or that weekend, and like I said, it wasn't a guarantee me actually going. I'm like, hey man, I'm working 8 weeks. Let me go home for the weekend, just for the weekend. I'll come right back. So I didn't want to go ahead and get the competition pass and then not even be able to compete. It was
Yeah.
just something.
That's what you get for making that big money.
Yeah, right. Next year though, I'm definitely gonna try and shoot it out. My buddy Mike actually shot, and he actually ran my Draco, so he did pretty cool.
Nice. But yeah, so definitely count me in for sure, 100%.
So wait, do you have a video of your buddy Mike carrying a purse on one stage?
No, I didn't get a chance to get that.
Oh man.
I don't know what time they started, but by the time we got to them, they were at the stage that's right by the RVs, like right in the center of the canal and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. That's where they were. So I think they had already did the purse.
Yeah. Did you ask him what color purse did he pick? Go for pink or did he go for white? Because we had some options.
I think it was white.
Okay, that's the one I
I
would
think
have
it was
picked.
white.
Wait, what's this about carrying a purse?
So we had a stage where you had to carry a purse the whole time. It was the stage that our Third Pin Threads apparel company sponsored. You basically walk up and there's these 2 purse racks, and you have to pick a purse, put the purse on, and stuff the purse with all your magazines and shoot the whole stage. And anytime you need to reload, you're digging around in your purse to grab your mag to continue on.
Did
so
you
we
put
made
like old mints in there? And because like
I
old
told
ladies
the
always
guys, I
they
said,
have
dude, we should have
mints.
filled all these purses with like keys and perfume and like Tic Tacs, just like all the
Avon bottles.
Yes. Like every woman's got 20 things bounce around in her purse. We should have done that. That would have been
a
hilarious.
bunch of loose change and some sticky pennies. Oh
Yep.
shit!
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would have been
man.
pretty cool.
Dude, I have 4 of these hats now,
Oh yeah.
and they're all.
Yeah, same
I'm
one I'm
fat,
wearing.
man, and I always get these sweat rings. I need. You got to make some in black for me, bro, because like I love this hat. I like how it's low key, right? But I want a black one because I've tried everything to wash out these sweat stains. Ain't nothing coming out. Apparently, I got some super sweat going on.
Or some black multicam. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, multicam would be cool.
Multicam would hide the sweat bands.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Those would
Yeah.
sell out fast.
Sign me up. Oh, I'm all about that.
The hats always usually do pretty well. Certain colors do well. The green, I think we did these in we did a green on green, and that's probably been the best selling hat we had. We have a Draco on it. I don't know, man. I used to say like the neon and black was my favorite, but the black on OD green and the green, like the solid green hat with the Draco is probably my favorite hat of all time that we've ever made.
This is a badass hat. I just wish I could get these dang sweat rings out. It's driving me up the wall.
Well, listen,
It's one of my favorite hats.
You got to stop breaking a sweat. You got to work
This is
smarter,
my-
you got to work smarter, not harder.
This
Dude,
is
I'm
my
a husky,
second
bro.
smash hat, and my
Oh,
other
yeah.
smash hat, I wore it up here at work, and it just got completely destroyed.
I brought you
Smash,
two,
what do you do
man. I
about
had
that?
one for you and your wife, and then I couldn't find you after the show.
Out there, like I have Verizon, so all out here in the middle of nowhere in West Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico, I have perfect signal. Everybody's running around like, man, I can't call nobody. I'm on YouTube jamming out. But I get to Kalashbash and signal's just horrible. Like people are tagging me and stuff. I'm like, it won't load. I don't know what's going on. And back to the last year, that was a thing because I had text. The thing was, um, Clay was like, "Hey, text me her pass number." So I
Yeah.
texted it, and it's like, as you see it went through, but they haven't seen it. Like it hadn't gone through their phone. And I'm sitting there in the back, like, "Oh no, what's going on?"
Yeah, I remember we were panicking because I was waiting for that text to come through. I kept leaning over to tell Rachel, I was like, "You got to find AJ and get this number quick. Like, he's not answering my text." And it finally came through.
Yeah, I finally realized I was like, "Oh, I have Rachel on Instagram," so I messaged her, and then like I was sitting there looking, and all of a sudden I seen her like,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool, man. So, shucks, what was I gonna say? Oh, JJ Rainey says Dawn dish soap will get my sweat stains out. I'll
I've done
try
it.
it, man. I tried everything on YouTube.
Dude, they make this
Magic
little,
eraser.
it's like a cage for your hat that keeps keeps the shape, and you can put it in your dishwasher. That's what I've done.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try it.
I've seen those. I've seen those.
I'll try it. But hey, that's my favorite hat. I have two of those. God, I love it, man. I love the color.
Yeah, you know what would fix it though? Like what would fix it right away?
Just buy a new hat.
You just got to buy more.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys? Were you guys selling hats at the event?
We were selling. We tried some new hats. Like I call them. They're like '80s dad hats. So it's just this one-time thing for Kalashbash. But we had a bunch of dad hats for sale that had like one said Crinks. It looked like an old beer, logo. We had one that said Draco. We had a couple that had mags on them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I go through hats. I'm pretty hard on hats. For some reason, man, my sweat just doesn't wash out of these stupid things.
I do too. I sweat a lot. I've got a pile of hats.
That works. You spray it on there. You get a toothbrush or something sharp and just scrub. Comes right off.
Thanks, Mom.
Comes
Rachel
right
wanted
off.
me to show you spraying.
It comes off. It's like cleaning a Durkin hat.
Well, if you
Spray
didn't know,
wash. All
spray
right,
and
man.
wash.
I'll try it. Thank
right.
you, Rachel.
Sponsored by Spray and Wash.
Okay.
Sponsored by Spray and Wash. Next time you have to waffle stomp, make sure you spray and wash.
Oh, dude.
Bro, let's talk about last night's live.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So I was clicking in every 15 minutes, and every time I clicked in, it was something funny as shit. And then I clicked in, I'm like, oh, they must be wrapping up right about now. And then it got into the whole waffle stomp thing, which was ridiculous. Everyone Google a waffle stomp if you want to get grossed out.
And then I find there's a SoundCloud called Waffle Stomp.
The sound, yeah, that was
so
awesome.
good.
Not only did I listen to yours after your live, I went and I listened to the whole thing. It's pretty ridiculous.
Did you? Yeah. People kept texting me. They're like, "Yo, give me the link on that Waffle Stomp song." I'm like, "I don't even have the link. Just Google it."
Yeah, but you should do the waffle mags and just you want some waffle stomp mags because I think that'd be hilarious,
Dude. As soon as we were done
That's
with that
money.
live stream, all me and Tony, we bought so many domain names that night. Waffle Stomp, which does not exist, but we bought Kalashbucks, Kalash Cash. We're gonna make Waffle Stomp stickers now. Like there was a lot of good that came out of that live.
It was
stream
great.
last night.
Tony's a good dude. He's very deadpan though, but he's all right. You need to get. I'm gonna try and reach out to Cody and get that crazy bastard on. He's funny.
I'm dying. Well, here's the hurdle you're gonna have to jump over. I want Cody on my live stream bad, but Cody is controlled chaos. I don't even know how he would get on live. Like I've told him, bro, I'll have you on in a heartbeat, but do you know how to like use StreamYard? Do you know how to get your laptop set up? Do you know how to do all that stuff? And he's like, I don't know how to do any of that. So you come to my house, you set it up, set it all up, and then you'll just leave, and then I'll do it.
Oh my god!
All right, Cody. Okay.
Does he have a cell phone?
He does. So I've got a laptop with a webcam. I think I'm just going to drive to his house. I'll get everything set up for him. I'm like, look, all you got to do is sit here. Don't play with your guns while we go live. I know it's tempting, and we'll do this thing.
Yeah, but it'd be great. I think a phone would be easier. He just opens it up on the phone.
Click that.
I have a million phone tripods.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one if you need. I literally have like 10 of them. Boom, just put it on his desk. He doesn't even have to touch it. It's just the two screens, and that's it. It's nice and simple.
A phone's great, I know it's easier for me to be more engaged if I'm like going live with someone. I used to do it with my phone back in the day, but it's like I'm just staring at this tiny little screen the whole time trying to talk to you. I do prefer being like on a computer or a desktop. I can
'Cause
just
y'all
see
are
all
like
of you guys
this
more.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, the comments are so small.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're on right now, AJ?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
See, it's pretty clear though. It's not
Yeah, no,
bad.
it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed you if you would have told me you were like on out in Odessa with whatever Wi-Fi you have out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just
Oh,
drive.
Mr. Will, super chat. Just because AK-47, MP5, pointy stick, AR-15. I think the
Yep.
AR-15 is a little bit better than a pointy stick. Come on, man.
I don't know. I think his math adds up.
But you know what? Honestly, Clay, you messed me up, man. I am all balls deep into AKs. Today I went to the gun shop and I skipped all the other stuff, which I usually stop and look at, and I went straight to the rack of AKs because ESAD Arms, located in Houston, Texas, ESAD Arms, open Monday through Friday. They have a whole bunch of AK stuff now. They have like 5 or 6 AKs and then a couple parts and stuff. So if you want an AK, go pick them out. They have a bunch of Zastavas,
Yeah.
which is cool. I've never seen more than 2 in a store at once.
So you'll admit that AKs are pretty neat then.
Oh, I freaking love them now.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
Hey, it's got to have a dong. If it doesn't have a dong, it's not a real AK, man. That thing, if you AJ, do you have an AK with the dong?
Not yet. So I was actually debating today, and I asked the wonderful people of Instagram if I should get a mini Draco, a underfolder washer, or a full size washer. You know, the regular stock and everything. You know, I found all 3 of them. You know, here locally. You know, I'm like, I don't know. Let's see what everybody else thinks. And I'm leaning towards the underfolder just so I can put the dong on it and do like a battlefield pickup.
Let me tell you, the dong is so cool because when you shoot an AR-15 or just an AK, it gets hot.
Yeah.
But that dissipates the heat like you can't believe. You can do. I've shot 12 mags in a row, back to back to back, where it's smoking pretty good, and that dong doesn't even get hot.
AJ, listen.
The dong.
I think if you read between the lines here, I don't think he likes that dong because it's dissipating heat. I think
Well,
there's
I like
something
it 'cause
else
it's
going
a
on.
smooth
Here.
shaft.
The curvature of it.
It's smooth, and you can grip it, and you grip it upside down, the stranger grip. It's really easy to shoot like that. I love it.
As long as we're honest with ourselves, why we like dongs, yes. And you know what's so funny?
I love it. Just saying dong.
Yeah,
Vietnamese
years ago,
money. I got lots of dong.
The AK world is so funny. 10 years ago, you couldn't give those dongs away. Nobody wanted dong grips. People would take them off their guns. People were cutting them off and like shaving them down smooth. Now dongs have become so collectible. I mean, shit, a nice dong will go for like $80 to $100 now, sometimes more if they're nice.
If it's
crazy.
good
Yeah.
condition, yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I've stroked it. I mean, I've held on to this dong quite a bit as I shoot.
Yeah.
It's great. This
Yeah.
is the PSA BFG5 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a Romy parts kit that they built.
Oh, man. It has a fancy barrel in it. It has an FN barrel. And then I do believe that's
FN barrel.
what brake did you tell me to get?
Oh, J-Mac?
J-Mac. It's a J-Mac brace. And then the sight is a... Does J-Mac make the same sight?
You probably got like what, an RS Regulate or like a Midwest or something. It's
Midwest.
some sort of Midwest. Okay,
Midwest. Yeah, but that thing is sweet. So JJ Rainey just joined. He just joined the Smash Time little army here I got going on. He is now an official member. So I do some behind the scenes videos just for the members, where I'm just like setting up for a video and I just kind of BS with them.
Is there like more behind the scenes dong content that we can't see on YouTube here?
You know what? Just because I might have to do some like waffle stomp dong crossover stuff. It's gonna be pretty fun.
We're gonna get sticky.
It's gonna get sticky. Hey JJ, thank you so much for joining, man. I appreciate it. I got another behind the scenes coming out Saturday. Oh, let's see. Misty's in here. What's going on? Oh, the beautiful wife is in here.
Yeah.
Gear Know How. What's up, buddy? Fluffy, Jason. All right. B Noise.
Dong da dong dong dong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, I thought it looked kind of stupid. And then Clay's like, look, if you're gonna buy one AK, get the dong. You
Do I
won't
talk
regret
like that? Is that how I
it.
talk?
I don't know, man. I'm trying. You gotta get it. Gotta get the one AK, get the dong. And I don't regret it at all. I thought it was gonna get in the way of the mags popping out. Nah. It's perfect. Love it.
So Clay, how's that Holy Grail AK you got your hands on?
Oh, the 101. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's I need a new piston for it. I used the K&S piston out of that gun to put in my 106, so I got to buy another K&S piston to get it back up and running. But that gun is going to be with me the rest of my life. Just what I paid for it and how special and rare it is.
Yeah.
It's a Cadillac. Like it's just a Cadillac of an AK.
So Clay, if the house is on fire, you can only grab one gun. Is that the one you're grabbing to save?
No, I think I'm grabbing my Draco SBR. That's probably my favorite AK that I own. Crutch folder Draco SBR. It's just the perfect little AK.
That's
a
not like
mass
irreplaceable or
Well, I've got all that time invested with the SBR paperwork. It's the
Right.
perfect barrel length. It's 7.62. It's a 12-inch barrel. It's got all the velocity that you'd ever want out of 7.62. Tiny little package. It's got the perfect stock, the crutch folder. It's Cerakoted. It's got a chop dong on it. It's just perfect. I love that gun. It's got the fastest ALG trigger that I own. The bottom of the bolt carrier has even been polished and tuned where I can really cook on it. And it's a Draco that has an optic rail. Dracos don't come with optic rails. This one has an AKM optic rail riveted on the side. So it's about
man, that
as
sounds
good as a
cool.
Draco can get, in my opinion. That's the one I'm saving.
And
Shit.
that Draco is the whole reason why I have a Draco now. And that's by far, hands down, my favorite gun.
Dracos are awesome, and
Yeah,
for
definitely.
years they were overlooked. A lot of Romanian guns were overlooked. There was a time where full-size Dracos were going for like $4.99 or something dumb, some dumb price. Now, Romanian Dracos, and AJ can back me up on this, if you could find a factory Romanian Draco, the 12-inch barrel, for anywhere near $1,200, you're doing really good.
Okay, so if I want to buy a third AK between the two of you guys, what do you suggest?
Okay,
I
so
got
what do you
this
have?
one. I've been waiting for.
Remind me what you have, though. Oh, wait. I think I know what it is. I know you don't want to say it.
It's a Vesca.
Okay.
I have a Vesca.
All right. Well, you've got
And
an
I have a
AKM.
real one.
Yeah,
This
you've got
is great.
You've got an AKM. You've got a Romy AKM with a dimpled receiver. Like, you don't even get dimpled receivers with Wassers, so that's a really good AKM. Honestly, AJ, think about your answer too. I think you get into the milled game. I think you get like a nice fixed stock Sam 7 and 7.62. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fixed stock Sam 7. What's the price on those?
What, like 1,800?
Now I can probably
AJ?
get them for about 17 and a half.
Okay.
17.
Yeah,
What's
Sam
so
7
special about
SF's a bit
those?
more. So it's a milled receiver, and because it's an Arsenal, Sam 7s are kind of weird. It's like they've got 90-degree gas blocks, which is odd for a milled AK. So you basically have like from the sight block forward, you have almost like an AK-74M profile or like a 100 series profile barrel, 90-degree gas block, but the thread pitch is 14x1, so your same muzzle device will work on it. The barrel, the stock is fixed, and milled AKs have kind of a different way they do stocks, like it's a dual tang
Top and
setup,
bottom.
so stock options are kind of weird. But it should come set up with an optic rail, a side rail,
Nice.
and because it's Bulgarian and it's milled, they are absolute tanks. Like, that gun will last your entire lifetime. I would get one while they're coming in. Sam 7s are probably some of the best AKs on the market today.
Yeah.
All right, it's high praise, man. I followed your advice on this one. I freaking love it, man. And that dong really does. Like, that's my gripe with AR-15s. Like, even if you put a foregrip on it, it gets freaking hot, man. That rail gets super hot. This thing you can shoot for days, and you don't even have to worry about it. I love it.
Yeah, and AKs get hot too, but
Does it come with a dong?
No, and that's another thing. Like milled AKs, you have to buy things specifically for milled AKs. The lower handguard fits a little bit different, and the stocks are different. The
Like
upper handguard's the same, the grips are the same, mags are the same, optic mounts are the same. But probably the best thing about milled AKs is how they feel. It's almost like the bolt carrier is on ball bearings.
Yeah.
It's a different feel compared to a stamped receiver. The milled receiver, it's made out of a big chunk of billet steel, right? I think what do they say, AJ? They spend like 5 hours of milling on all these things.
At 5 or 6 at least.
Oh, really?
And they usually come with like telescopic. They give them like RPK recoil rods. So instead of you like if you open up your AK now, you would have it almost looks like two coat hangers like this, and then you have a spring that sleeves them. What they do with the Sam 7s, it's like a shock underneath your car. It's a piston that goes into a shaft, right? And there's a spring on the outside, so the
Wait,
whole
how does that go again?
Google it, man.
No,
Look it up. Yeah. It's a very smooth action. It's in and out, does the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they're a little
the
bit
action's very
heavier.
smooth.
They're a little bit heavier than like a stamped, but you put a nice muzzle device on the end of it, recoilless.
Yep.
Really? All right. Will in the chat says Sam 7 SF is my favorite AK I own. That's the one I sent the vid on. KNS piston and JMac 3-port brake is so choice. Well, Will, I need to shoot that, man, and then I need to go get one because, hey, man, I trust you guys.
So, Smash, do you have any suppressors yet?
Mm-mm.
What's taking so long?
Dinero.
I know you got some jars buried in the backyard. Just go dig a couple up.
Oh, man, I wish. It's
Most people would say to sell that Visca and go get you.
Come on, man, I like it. Well, so I took the Vesca, and PSA sent me a red furniture kit, and it just looks like a classic red AK. It looks actually pretty nice. So it's now it's going to be a wall hanger.
Instagram photos. About it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, it shot really great.
AJ
I've shot over 1,000 rounds through it, just having a blast. And then I didn't know that there was a taboo that it could blow up or all that stuff. So I was just shooting the heck out of it, man.
So I heard whenever you went to Kalashbash last year, I mean, they were just really trying to drag you about that Visca up there.
It was mainly Zach. Have you met Zach, AJ? It was mainly Zach. So. Yeah. Zach's very passionate about how he feels about things.
So it was Zach and about 3 people in his group. And I went and put it back in the truck after that. I was like, I don't need that kind of abuse.
Oh, man.
But, then I was scared to shoot it, man. I was like, shit. Am I is this a bomb or something? Because I shot the heck out of it before pretty confidently. Like, oh, it's an AK. I could, smack it against a tree and it's still going to work. But now I don't shoot it anymore.
Yeah, Century doesn't make it anymore for a reason. They've moved on to, I think they call it like a BFT 47.
Yeah, BFT.
They got a couple of ones at SHOT Show. They look okay. I mean, they look pretty stout, but I don't really know what I'm looking at. I just think it looks cool.
The whole American AK market right now is in such a weird place. I used to feel a certain kind of way about certain companies, but after, I don't know, man, I'm really starting to come around to wanting to try some of the PSA AKs, and I know they catch a lot of crap online, and I haven't shot them much, but
so I've been wanting the 12.5 5.56 because that's what I need in my life right now. I need a 12.5 5.56 to match the Draco, and I got with Cody, and he was supposed to put together a Polish kit and make it nice and everything, but we just lost track of time, and I didn't want to bug about it. Kalashbash coming up and everything, so I think I messaged him yesterday. I was like, hey man, now the Kalashbash is done, what's up with that 12.5? But I shot their 12.5 at Kalashbash, and it ran. It was pretty cool. I want one so bad, but it's like I know once I post it, everybody's gonna be like, oh.
Listen, man, these imports aren't going to last forever, and You know, variety's the spice of life. Like I've tried a lot of people's 5.56 AKs. I went by the PSA booth. I only shot 2 guns at Kalashbash. I shot the FM products, that Rock and Lock hybrid that they
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
which was pretty cool. But I wanted to shoot the PSA AK that took AR mags just to do it, just because it's such a weird thing. And they had 2 to choose from. They had Chad's gun, which was a comp gun, and they had another one that had like it was like a 13-inch or a 14-inch barrel. And man, the recoil, they said it was factory gas. No adjustable gas, but it was factory gas. And dude, it shoots as soft as my 106 does with a K&S piston. And it had a flash hider, didn't even have a muzzle brake. And I was like, this is factory gas? And they're like, yeah, that's factory gas, steel case ammo. I said, dang, man, that thing shoots very soft.
The PSA, I mean, this is the GF5, and it's cool, man. It gets the job done. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it
I
seems
think
to
I'm
work
gonna
great.
go ahead and get one just to fill that itch, man. Because
And they were $1,100, I think 1,150, and then they run the Blem specials too, where
That's one thing you have to give to PSA, whether you like them or not. Let's just say, if the guns are good, the price is pretty unbelievable.
yeah,
They can sell some of that stuff for that price.
you're getting one-on-one clone with brace. I mean, ready to go out of the box. I was on PSA's website earlier, and right under $1,100. You know,
yeah, I'm looking at a bunch right now for shit. They got one GF5. It's their Blem Classic, for $899. Come on, man.
yeah.
You know which one I really
$8.99.
want to try? Even it's funny because I have one in the safe right now. That's a real one, but I kind of want to try that Chinese spiker they just came out with.
I was with Mike when he actually shot it.
Yeah, they're
but,
cloning the Type 56 spiker now.
yeah,
Who?
PSA.
PSA.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't see that on their website.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
they had it at NRA, and they actually had it out where people could shoot it last weekend.
Hey, man, do you want to do a meltdown of that Vesca? Just because?
Who's buying the ammo?
I got about 100 rounds that we can.
He's like, I mean, it won't take a whole lot of ammo.
Damn. I don't have enough magazines, though. That's the problem. I only have about 15 AK mags.
I will.
That whole shelf is just AK mags right there. I got plenty.
So if you let me borrow the mags, I got a couple cases. I think it would be cool to melt it down.
You know what you do? You sell it to Cody, have him post sample it, knock a third pin on it, and then we'll get through this meltdown a little bit quicker.
Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. Because I'm
That'd
sure
be
he
real.
loves Vescas, too.
Cody would love the Visca.
I think
I bet he
it
would.
looks cool, man. I don't know why all the hate.
You know, it's Century got a lot of hate back in the day when they first started making their RAS 47, the RAS 47, because
I heard that one fell apart.
Rob Ski, the whole thing started with Rob Ski doing his 5,000 round torture test, and he like lost headspace, and it was this whole thing. And then to pour salt on the wound, I don't remember if they were RS 47s or Viscas, but Tactical Response did a video where they had like influencers come out and they had all these Sentry guns, and like they were knocking barrel pins out of the trunnions with like just a punch. And that's when everyone was like, damn, man, these Sentry guns they just can't get it together. So, and there's been a lot of videos of them blowing up and people losing headspace, and it's just been this whole thing.
Well, the Vesca that I got was the newest generation. It was like the Gen 3. So apparently it might suck a little less. But if I'm going to spend, $500 in ammo, $600 in ammo, should I just grab a new AK and do it, or is it something new and exciting, or just keep trashing on the Vesca?
I'd wreck the Vesca.
Yeah, honestly,
I'd rather.
I don't think many people are even interested in the whole Visca thing anymore, and even good gun or bad gun. Everyone loves to see a dumpster fire. People love seeing guns fail. I think the Visca it's just been around so long.
Yeah.
If someone were to take one of those new BFT 47s and do a torture test and get one of those to fail, that video would go a little viral, I'm sure, because it's brand new, and people want American AKs to fail. It's a thing.
Hey, but a toast to that, man. Their GF5, the JMac is just destroying. It's holding up.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, man. I think I think they went through like what, another 2,700 rounds. They ran out of time. Like
Yeah.
they were really hoping it would break. What's funny is, did you see how much the barrel drooped, AJ?
Yeah.
So I looked down the barrel and it just curved. Like the
Yeah, 'cause
barrel had drooped quite a bit.
you were on the mic calling the range code, and I seen Justin over there like, hey, hurry up, run it real quick, let's get this. And I mean, yeah, like you said, they just ran out of time.
Yeah, I mean, IV88 had one of his AK barrels droop, and all he did was just bend it back when it was hot.
Yeah, the gun was still shooting. It's just changing your point of impact a little bit. But
Bananas.
when your barrel droops on an AK, what happens is it'll lock your carrier in place. Because, your barrel has your gas block on it. So your piston goes into the gas block. Well, when the barrel's drooping, it's putting your gas piston in a bind. So now you have to beat it out of battery and beat it in. Once it starts going full auto, it'll kind of find its way. But
So I have a video of after they had already did the meltdown and everything, they had took it apart, and I guess they were looking at the video. And at the time, at the barrel, I didn't know what they were doing at first. And you see, what's his name with the M13?
John,
You see him walk up to a tree and just start beating the hell out of the barrel. And I'm like, everybody's like, what are they doing? Gunsmithing.
yeah.
It was awesome. He was beating on this tree over here, and then this tree wasn't holding up. He needed something a little harder. So he walked over here in like this full-blown tree. He's just sitting there beating the hell out the barrel. And everybody's like, gunsmithing at its finest. I was like, hell yeah, I got that on video.
Dude, you'll have to send me that video.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't think I would really like AKs as much as I do now, but man, I really, really like them a lot. That AKV 9mm, I shoot that all the time, and it just doesn't get dirty, man. Like, I shoot the junk out of that, and I love it.
I love the KP9.
Yeah, KP9s are cool.
That's cool. Ross says VSO channel run a Vesca. I don't know. I'll ask Curtis and see if he did.
I think they did. I would see Curtis run all kinds of Century AKs on his channel back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said their PSA's making a Chinese spiker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know what they call it. It's a clone from a Type 56. Like, if you look up a Type 56 spiker, that is like down even to the wood. That's
Type
what they're
56 right here. Oh, damn, that looks sweet.
Yeah, I think they just call it their spiker.
Yeah.
It's out of stock.
I don't know if it's ever been in stock yet. I think they
If I
just have
get
the
one,
SKU
can
on
we
the website.
make it full auto and torture test it? I'll do the I'll do the ammo.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, I'll get one. Let's do it.
That'd be awesome.
Dude, I would love to do it because that thing looks wicked. But let me ask you a question. Once we torture it out and it fails, is it just a piece of junk after that?
It depends on what fails.
Can you salvage it?
Yeah.
If it like just bursts the barrel, then it's fine. It just depends on what fails. So typically AKs are designed to burst the barrel. That's like the sacrificial thing if they build too much heat or whatever. Usually 74s like will religiously burst the barrel, and usually 7.62 will do the same thing. But I think you and I have talked about this before. 7.62 by 3.9 usually on like a torture test will just run so much farther than a 5.45 or a 5.56 AK because
It's slower, right?
the round is moving a lot slower, and it just doesn't build up as much friction as the smaller, more faster moving rounds. So, and you can see all this if you go to like Kalashnikov Concern on their YouTube. They do all these torture tests, and the 5.45 AKs they shoot a round out of the side of the barrel way before the 7.62 ever does.
How dangerous is that to do a torture test of something like this? If the barrel pops, it just pops. It's not gonna like mess me up, is it?
No, so usually they pop around the gas block. It's usually like right behind the gas block or right ahead of the gas block. So, I mean, it's going to be nowhere near your hands. I've never seen an AK fail anywhere near your hands like that on a torture test. It's usually always the barrel. Either the barrel droops to where the gas piston just can't find the gas block anymore, or the barrel will burst. That's usually what I've seen.
That thing looks pretty sweet, though.
It's got a big pointy stabby thing on it. It is.
I know.
And you get Cody to do that. That'd be, he's going to come up with something creative.
Yeah.
Stab a few things with it, and then
maybe paint it a little bit. Make it more blocky.
Yeah, you could do 3 or 4 mags and then wrap the bayonet with a bunch of bacon as it starts to heat up. Do a few more mags.
Or you know what you do? You on the stock you write AR guys and then do 5 and then cross one out, 5 cross one out. Oh, that's really gonna piss people off.
Yep.
Yeah,
that would be sweet.
Make a little shish kebab out of it.
Yeah, you know what? If you put the bacon in foil and then wrap it around the barrel, at least it'll be edible.
Yeah.
And it's not going to have all that shit all over it.
Yeah, I've seen people do that with cans and stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but man, Kalashbash. I was only there on Sunday, but I think it was a huge hit. Everybody in the chat, if you had an opportunity to go to Kalashbash, anybody watching this on replay, you need to go to Kalashbash 2023. It's going to be bananas. Because if I know Clay, and I walked around and I talked to a lot of people as their second and third time going, and everyone says it gets better and better and better. And everybody told me I should have went on Saturday because that's the big day.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking Friday, and I was like, "Nah, bro, you gotta come Saturday. Saturday's where it's at."
I know. I had some family stuff, and then I could have bailed on it, but then I would have been that douchebag.
That guy, yeah.
What happens with Sunday morning? The campsite goes a little hard, so you've got 350. I think we sold 350 tickets. You've got 350 people camping, and a lot of vendors will go camp out there. So there's a huge group of people. Well, dude, AJ, I don't know if you were part of that craziness, but these people will go until 2, 3 a.m. So Sunday morning, people are dragging ass. We don't even go hot Sunday until 10 o'clock. Vendors are late to their booths. Everyone's hungover. It's just Saturday, everyone's fresh. Sunday, everyone parties the night before. So we move a little bit slower.
Most of those vendors stay in tents, right? They come out and they just party and hang out.
So a lot of them are in RVs or they're in Airbnbs nearby, but all the vendors will just go to the campsite for hours and party before they go to bed. So, JMac Customs is out there. Dead Air usually comes out. Some of the PSA guys were out there. The IWI guys come out. All of the smaller vendors that work the bronze booths, they almost all go to the campsite late at night.
Yeah, I watched that live video you guys did, just, driving by all the tents.
Mm-hmm.
It looked bananas.
It's insane. And see, I've always wanted to do the tent thing, but the wife isn't having it. She's like, no.
Yeah, my wife is like, no tent. We're gonna get a Winnebago or something. But no,
we had went camping for my daughter's birthday last year, and we were in a little it was a spot where over here there was power and water and everything, but my cousin was like, nah, man, let's go primitive. Let's go no lights, no power, no nothing. And it was just all night. The girls were freaking out. There's raccoons trying to come and steal everything. So that experience completely ruined camping for us. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. We're getting the RV. We have access to RVs, so we're getting the RV.
Right.
But
Super Geo Killer says,
get over
3
there.
years I have missed my mom's birthday for Kalashbash. That's dedication. Nice. Yeah. Fluffy, have a good night, brother. I know you go to bed early, but Clay, man, I tell you, I will win best tent next year. It's gonna be bananas. I'm putting it down right now. It's going down. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Well, I'll remember you said that, because here's what's going to happen. Now that people saw that we gave a prize away to best campsite, we've never done it before, and we didn't really advertise it. You and everyone else is going to be going really hard on their tents next year.
Yeah.
Rock hard. I'm going rock hard on it. Okay. With a dong and everything.
All right.
I'm going to call it Operation Smash Times Dong. It's going to be epic. Hey, everybody, real quick, open another channel and click on this link I just put. This is Clay's YouTube channel. Please click, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell on his channel so you know when he releases a video. He's got several coming in the next few weeks. Let's go. And then we will be doing a Soviet Arms AK-47 Spiker rifle meltdown probably before the end of the year.
Hopefully, if they release it, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it.
Because I'm going to try and get one lickety split. So, man, thank you, Clay, for coming on. AJ, thanks for taking time out. I know you're out there working like a dog, keeping your wife in luxury.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you guys coming on. Everyone in the chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us a little bit. And like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Goodbye.